You know that quote that makes its round on social media? The one that says that maybe the reason you are not seeing any progress in your life is because you keep moving the goalpost? Yeah, that one. That's exactly how I feel many of us are living our lives today. And it is a common trap. It is called the moving goalpost syndrome. And we're not talking about football or any other kind of sport today. We are talking about how we unintentionally, unknowingly sabotage our own sense of achievement. Here's an example. Remember when we first finished high school, with full heads of hair and lots of friends? We were going to university far away from home. We knew what we were going to study, or maybe we didn't, but we were going to do something with our lives. We'd get a fancy degree and then we'll be happy. Then 4 years later, we get the degree and we say to ourselves, we're going to get a new job. We'll start job hunting. Once we get a job, any kind of job, an entry job, doesn't matter. We get a job, then we'll finally be happy. We get the job, and we rent a nice cozy apartment, but we need more money. Would like to buy a house. Of course, right? Then we start to make six figures because we thought that once we start to make six figures, that would solve all of our problems. That's it, we've arrived. How else are we going to buy the house in the countryside so that our kids can have somewhere to play? They can play outside. Because God forbid, right, that our kids grow up in a small apartment. So we make more money. Well, here's another example. You are learning to play the guitar, let's say. Initially, your goal is to learn 3 chords. But as soon as you master them, you decide that you need to know how to play an entire song. Fair enough, right? But then one song isn't enough. You should be playing an entire set. Sound familiar? It's like we are upgrading our goals the moment we start achieving them. Why do we do this to ourselves, you ask? Well, there's a video on the channel that explores everything about self-sabotage, everything that we need to know, and has condensed it into a few minutes. Why we self-sabotage, how to identify when we are self-sabotaging, how to know what the triggers are, why we keep moving the goalposts, and so on and so forth. In today's video, we are highlighting how exhausting it is to never stop and smell the roses. Constantly shifting goalposts in our lives can lead to a cycle of burnout and feelings of never being quite good enough. It's like running on a treadmill, and it just keeps speeding up. It keeps speeding up. You exert more and more time, more and more effort, more and more energy, but you never get to stop and celebrate your hard work, let alone catch a breath. This never-ending pursuit can sap life and energy and enthusiasm from us, leaving us completely drained and disillusioned. Imagine finally reaching what you thought was the peak of your mountain, only to see a higher peak emerge through the clouds. At first it is motivating, right? You think, okay, I'm just going to press harder and try harder. You keep climbing. But over time, this continuous stretch can become overwhelmingly exhausting, just tiring. You never get to plant your flag. You never get to sit back, relax, and enjoy the view. Instead, you are already scouting for your next summit. Studies show that this kind of constant striving without adequate recognition of our work or without adequate rest can lead to chronic stress, as you can imagine, decreased satisfaction in life, and even mental health issues like depression and anxiety. Unfortunately, social media and professional pressures don't make this any easier. They just encourage and often even demand constant growth and constant improvement, making it feel as if our achievements are never quite enough. Every time you log in, there's someone celebrating something, a new milestone, because they've launched another project or they're doing something bigger and better than what they did the last time. It's easy to feel as if standing still every now and again is falling behind. The impact: we are burdened with fatigue, and a feeling of frustration every day, constantly. We now have a deep-seated sense of inadequacy that can cloud our perception. When you're always looking to the next goal, without appreciating the milestones that you have accomplished or that you have passed or that you have achieved, you rob yourself of genuine satisfaction and joy. Then life just becomes a checklist rather than a journey that is to be enjoyed and experienced. It is okay to set goals. Matter of fact, I encourage it, but it is also okay to stand still for a moment and be proud of your achievement, be proud of what you've done, be proud of where you've come from, how far you've come. There is time and place for dedication, for ambition, for hard work, yes. However, it is also crucial to pause and to reflect, to acknowledge your hard work and the goals that you have achieved, and to celebrate them, not as a final destination, but as a landmark, an important one, like your birthday. So make arrangements to celebrate your journey, and most importantly, set realistic checkpoints that allow you to savor your achievements. By doing so, you encourage a healthier mental state and a more balanced life, making each goal exciting, not a cause for exhaustion, anxiety, and inadequacy.